Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fighting Autism. On this channel, I will be talking about my journey fighting autism for my son, who is currently turning 4 years today. The steps that I have taken have been so tremendous. It has actually helped my son so much, and I want to share all of these things that I'm doing with you guys and see if I can also be of help to anyone else out there that are trying to help their own child as well. Around 16, 18 months, my son was diagnosed with mild autism. At that time, he was not recognizing or answering his name. So basically, if you're calling him, he will not even turn, he would not even blink, he would not even do anything. So I was advised to enroll him in ECI, and I did. But the ECI is something that the state or the county that you live in offers. So I think they were doing like 1 hour visit with him while he was at daycare. But that did not change anything. So at a certain time, I had to tell them to stop. So after he was diagnosed, I did a lot of research and I found out about ABA therapy. So if you don't know what ABA therapy is a therapy that is normally used in kids to help them negative behaviors and help them improve. So normally it's like a therapy that a lot of autistic kids are enrolled in, but it's very expensive and you have to have a good insurance to be able to cover some part of the therapy. It's unfortunate that this is not a free therapy that should be offered to these kids, which I think is something that every state supposed to offer it to kids with challenges like this so that they can be able to get some kind of benefits in it. I have heard some negative things about ABA therapy. I have heard some positive things about ABA therapy. But in my own experience for it with my son, I would say that it depends on who is your son's therapist. Basically, it depends on who is working with your son. It depends on where where you enroll your child to. Most of these ABA therapy centers are just there for the money. So you have to really open your eyes and do your own research before you enroll your child. It also sometimes can take you, going from one to two or three of them before you find fit for your child. So the first one that I went to was, oh my God, so terrible. At that time, I didn't know anything about ABA therapy that much. So after about 6 months, I took my child out and I took him to the second therapy center, and he's been there now for more than a year, and it's not always consistent with their progress, but at least if they can listen to you and your concern, that's a top notch. So most of them can start out good and then decline after a while when they start getting a lot of clients. So my advice would be, don't go for the big companies. Try to go for the little companies, because most of the big companies are just there for the names and they are not as good as they present it. So, getting back to the topic, so when he was diagnosed at around 18 months or 16 months, he started going to an ABA therapy. And of course, I had to take him out of that one after 6 months because he was not improving at any cost. And I put him to a second ABA therapy place where he started to improve when it comes to things like I would say things like learning how to wash his hands, trying to get him to sit, doing therapy time, and basically. But I would say that ABA therapy helps them to learn the skills that they need to learn, but most of the work depends on us, the parents. So a lot of changes that I have seen in my child today is because of my hard work and his father's hard work towards us being there for him and trying to help him overcome autistic symptoms. So, when he was diagnosed, it was such a hard time for myself and my husband. We never thought in our life that this would be something that we will have to deal with. My child, he was normal. He didn't have any problems at all. The only problem that I noticed was his sleeping habits. He did not sleep well at all till 7 months of age. I remember we always had to, every little thing, he would wake up. We always have to hold him while he's sleeping. Before you turn around, he's up. So he always wanted you to cuddle him and be there with him while he's sleeping. So it was so challenging till 7 months when he started to sleep. On that 12 months when he turned 1 year, we noticed that we have already noticed that he was not making a move to say words like daddy, mommy, or cry when we are leaving, something like that, or show any kind of emotion. And when we call him, he was not turning to answer his name or anything. So that was already a concern for us before he turned 1. So after he turned 1, and people were telling us, oh, maybe he's just, boys develop slower than girls and this. But I'm in the field, so we were also researching just to make sure, because this is our first baby, just to make sure that there's nothing wrong going on, so that we can try to do what we can at the early stage. So finally, at around 16 months, nothing. He's still not answering his name. He's still not saying daddy. He's still not saying mommy. My husband and I decided to enroll him in daycare because he'd never been to daycare before. He've always had a caregiver that came to the house to watch him. But when we relocated to another state, we had to get him to start going to daycare, because also we wanted him to start to associate with other kids, because we were thinking maybe because he didn't have other kids he was playing with, that's why he's slow with trying to talk. So when we enrolled him into Montessori daycare, after a few days, the teacher contacted me and asked if he's answering his name at home, and I said no. And if he's following direction at home, I said no. And they advised us to take him to get his ears checked. Maybe he's not hearing his name. And we did as they advised. Excuse me. I took him to the children's hospital close by, to the ENT specialist there, and they did all the testings, and they said that he has some mouth fluid, but he was hearing, because when they were testing him, when they make the sound, he would turn, so he actually could recognize the sound. And even at home, when there's the sound, he can recognize them and he turns around. So I knew he was hearing, but I don't know if the sounds were being conducted the right way. So they did advise the ENT that we should have him get an ear tube on bilateral ears, which is both ears. And we, of course, agreed, and they placed the tube. But after some time, we didn't see any changes after they placed the tube. So the Montessori school advised us to have him evaluated for autism. But they have said that we should try to enroll him in the ECI, which is like a county or state kind of way of helping kids with some developmental delay. So the ECI got him some kind of therapist. She wasn't a speech therapy. I forgot what she was called. And she used to come to the Montessori daycare to, I think it was 2 times a week or once a week, to do like a 1 hour therapy with him. He did that for almost 6 months, and I didn't see any change. He did not answer his name. He did not learn anything from it. So I told them to stop, and I started to do more research and to see if they can get him screened for autism. We took him to the psychologist's place, and they screened him for autism, and they actually did not want to diagnose him at such an early age, but I wanted them to do what they had to do so that I can get help for him. They diagnosed him with mild autism, and still at that time, it was around 18, 20 months, he still was not answering his name or following directions. So after they diagnosed him, of course, they referred him to ABA therapy. And the reason why I wanted them to diagnose him was because I wanted to get him into the ABA therapy. I think it's some analytical behavior analysis or something therapy. It helps to mold their behavior to to gain positive behaviors instead of negative behaviors, and to develop the skills that they need based on their developmental milestones or the age that they are. So ABA therapy is for autistic kids. So when they diagnosed him, I started to do research for ABA therapy centers, and I was able to find that a lot of insurances were not covering it 100%, and it was so expensive. But of course, we did what we had to do to get him there. When he started the ABA therapy, that was the first place that I found. Once there, 6 months or 5 months, it was not suitable for my son. There was a lot of people there that was very bad and was like screamed all the time. That was really bad. So I felt like it was actually making his behavior worse and was not helping. And also the staff did not care. I felt like the place was all for the money and not really trying to help the children improve. And this is one of the biggest problems that you will find when it comes to ABA therapy centers. You have to be really careful. Most of them are open for just the money. And from my experience, you probably have to go from 1 to 2 places before you find a fit for your child. So don't be don't be scared to look for other places, and don't be scared to ask questions. And also follow your gut. If your gut is telling you that this is actually not going well, try to do more research. So the place that he goes now, is the second place that he went to. There has been some up and downs, but the most important thing is that they are caring and they have been there. Even when I had questions, it's been pleasant knowing that someone listens to you. And most importantly, that's what we parents want. We want someone that listens to our concerns, because these are your children. These are your blood that you are working so hard to see that they are improving. Your goal is not to be in ABA therapy forever. You don't want your child to be there forever. Your child is there to make an improvement, to move ahead, not for them to stay there for the rest of their life. And most of the places are like that. They want to keep your child there forever. No, you want your child to gain the skills that they need to gain, improve, and move on with their life. That's what you want your child to do, not for them to stay there forever. So he started the ABA therapy. I saw some skills that he learned while he was there, but in terms of trying to eliminate certain behaviors that he had, such as piker and other behaviors, which piker was, oh my God, that was like the most horrible thing that I could not, I was always in tears watching him picking things from the floor. He would see the slightest thing on the floor that is not food and pick it up and put in his mouth. Oh my God. It was such a torture for me. And I had to do research, myself and my husband, to try to find a way to help him. So that was one of his problems. The other problem was not answering his name, not following directions, not making eye contact. So much. So as I was doing my research, I started to read more on things. So I took it upon myself to do what I can to help my son. We had to seek for a holistic doctor. They call them MAP qualified doctors that will help my child. We did find one. We did some testings, and they found out this, they found out this, they found out that. And he after the whole testings, he decided to put him on some supplements, like vitamin B12s and all this and that. And trust me, after about 2-3 months, his symptoms worsened. They got worse. Yes, they got worse instead of getting better. And he had told me, the MAP doctor, that is going to get worse, but then later on get better. But for 3 months, that was too long. So I decided to stop the whole thing. And number one, I put my trust in God and my faith in God. And I asked my God to direct me on how to help my son improve. And that's when I decided to take it upon myself to help my son improve. I was a lot informed about what he was going through. So throughout the whole process, I was reading, I was doing a lot of researches to try to find out how I can help him. So I took it upon myself to basically change my entire household living condition to be able to help him. So on this channel, I will be taking you guys discussing on things that I did to help Eden improve. I basically will be also showing you guys videos of him on how he was prior to where he is right now, and the kind of foods that he eats, and the things that I'm doing to help him at this stage right now. He has come a long way, like I said. He basically right now answers his name. He is not at 100%, but if I say Eden, come here, he will come. Before, it would be like you're talking to the wall. Like if I say Eden, go and sit on the party, meaning go to the bathroom. He knows he will go and sit in on the toilet. If I say Eden, put on your sauce or go and bring your sauce, he knows that I'm saying that why before. And guess my next video I will try to show you guys the stage where he is right now, and in more videos to come I will be showing you guys what he eats and the things that I've eliminated for him. So just to tell you guys what really helped to take away the negative symptoms that I've explained here. So I don't want to keep making this video longer. So on my next video, I will explain to you the kind of diet that I placed him in and the most important thing that I feel that helped him improved on the negative symptoms that he have. Thank you guys so much for watching the introduction to this channel. I hope and I wish to grow this channel with you guys to educate the world that yes, you can change and you can fight autism. It's not all about people telling you it's not curable. Trust me, when you put it in your hands that you can help your son, yes, you can. It's not all about medications. You can help your son naturally, and I am here to show you guys how much my son has improved based on just natural changes that I made in his life. Thank you for your support. Share, like, comment. I love you guys so much, and I wish everyone a successful journey with their child or themselves or their loved ones. Thank you, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.